Before we get into anything new today, I want to remind us what we know about graphing quadratic equations. So we have y equals x squared, and we know the first thing we always do is find our vertex. And there's nothing added or subtracted, so our vertex is going to be right in the origin, 0, 0. Remember then we counted from our vertex? We went right one, up one, so right one, up one, and then we did the other half of our parabola. From the vertex, right 2, up 4, so right 2, up 4, and the same thing on the other side. Right 3, up 9, again back to the vertex, up right 3, up 9, and then we get our parent function of y equals x squared. And then when it came time to do our translations, we had this form, and we remember whatever's in the parenthesis with the x is backwards, so we're going to go left 3, and then on the end we're going to go down 4. So from the vertex, I'll go left 3 and down 4. That's my new vertex. So left 3, down 4. And then we still used this format up here, except we just took -2 times everything. So 1 times -2 is -2. 4 times -2 is -8. 9 times -2 is -18. That's probably going to be too big to fit on our graph, and that's okay. So we start at the vertex, and we go right 1, down 2. So from our new vertex, right 1, down 2, and it's flipped point, it's reflection. From the vertex, right 2, down 8, so right 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down, then over here. And so then we have our second function, and we'd say that this is a translation, left 3, down 4. It's a reflection in the x-axis, and its vertical stretch is 2. What I want to draw our attention to is this part here. Because the way we're going to use this notation, instead of arrows and up and down, we're going to actually do it as an XY chart. So when we say over 1, up 1, we just mean over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4, and over 3, up 9. And then we'll make another column for down here when we have the -2. So -2 times our y would be -2, -8, -18. So that's what we get, just a notation change. So let's look at today's problems. We want to look at our learning target. We're going to graph the square roots today. Next lesson is cube roots. And so our parent function of a square root looks exactly like this. And the official translations we use, like our official XY chart, is down below here. So this tells us we're going to start at our vertex, 0, 0, and we're going to go right 1, up 1, right 4, up 2. And remember, it's these kind of numbers because we're taking a square root in our problems. Let me scroll back up here. So we started at 0, 0, for x and y. Then we went right 1, up 1, so right 1, up 1. And remember, our function here is y equals the square root of x. So going right 2 would give us the square root of 2, and that's not nice. So I go right 4, whoops, but not a point, because we can take the square root of 4, and that's 2. So back to the origin, right 4, up 2. And then the next number on the number line that's a perfect square is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So if we go right 9, we'd be up at 3. And the square root is just that. It starts at the vertex, and it's going to head off to the right. The reason there's nothing on the left side is because we can't take the square root of a negative number and get something real. It would be imaginary, and we don't graph imaginaries. So let's try graphing a few of these. It says first start with the table, but first we really need to find our vertex. And then we'll look at our table, and we'll adjust the y values, and then we can do our shifts. So it's not nearly as bad as all those steps make it out to be. In this problem, the first thing I want to do is find my vertex. Well, x doesn't have any plus or minus with it in there. And on the end, we have a -2. So our vertex is going to be at 0, -2. And then we just follow the counts. 0, 0 is our vertex. Right 1, up 1. So right 1, up 1. And then from the vertex, right 4, up 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. Right 9, up 3. So right 9 and up 3 gives us, whoops, I missed my points. Gives us our square roots. Square roots are like a half a u. Right? We're used to our u's and our parabolas. But it's just half of that because the square root numbers have to be positive. So our domain, remember domain is the x values. So when we look at our problem, the smallest x ever is 0. So our domain is going to be 0 and bigger. So we say we start at 0, and we're going to go on to the right forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. The range is your y value. And the lowest y goes is -2. And then it keeps going uphill, not very fast, but it is going uphill. Whoops. So our range starts at -2 on the y and goes forever, getting bigger and bigger. The transformations we used were a translation down to. So let's look at the next page. In this example, our vertex got moved to the left 4. So I'm going to come to the left 4, put my vertex in, -4, 0. And from there, I count my points. 0, 0 is the vertex. Right 1, up 1. Right 1, up 1. Right 4, up 2. Right 9, up 3. And then I put my curve in. It's not a straight line. It's a curve. For the domain, the smallest x number is -4. It always goes to infinity. The smallest y number is 0 to infinity. Our transformation here is that we translated left 4 units. So let's look at the one below here. It has a little bit more going on. We're going to go left 2 and down 4. We'll come back to the 3. So left 2, down 4. -2, -4 is our vertex. Now this 3 we need to deal with because it's 3 times everything. So I'm going to make another column for 3y. Well, if y is 0, 3 times 0 is 0. If y is 1, 3 times 1 is 3. If y is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. So what we're going to graph, 0, 0 the vertex, right 1, up 3. So let's take a look at that. Right 1 and up 3. Right 2 and up 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 9 and up 9. 8, 2. Sorry, it took me a while to count that one. And it's still kind of like that half parabola shape. It's kind of like that. We've listed our vertex on our picture. So our domain is about x. So it's -2 to infinity. Our range is about the y. Yeah, it's all about the y. And our transformation here is a little bit more involved. We did a vertical stretch. Of factor 3. And we did a translate. Left 2 and down 4. Let's try another one similar to that. We start with our vertex first, and we know that we're going to go right 3 and up 1 from the origin, right 3, up 1. So that gives us the vertex 3, 1. A lot of times from there I go right to my domain and fill it in, but let's just hold up a second and see what that negative half does to things. So I'm going to add another column here because there's a negative half out in front. So negative 1/2 times y. Well, 0 times negative 1/2 is still 0. 1 times negative 1/2 is negative 1/2. 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1. 3 times negative 1/2 is negative 3/2 or negative 1.5. So I'm going to graph those points. We've got our vertex, 0, 0. Oh, I lied. We've got our vertex here, 3, 1. And then it says go right 1, down 1/2. So right 1, down 1/2. And it puts us between the 1 and the 0 there. Right 4, down 1. So back to the vertex. Right 4, down 1. And then we want to go right 9, down 1.5. So from our vertex here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down 1.5 would be about there. So this is, whoops, I'm missing all my points. A very shallow downhill. We're looking like this. It's upside down because of the negative. So our domain, the smallest number we have on the domain is x. So we're going to go from 3, whoop, that says 3, to infinity. And now our range starts at 1. But the problem is it's getting smaller. So the numbers that are smaller than 1 would be negative infinity. The transformations, we are going to translate right 3, up 1, reflect, this is new, in the x-axis. And because we have that 1/2 out front, it's not a vertical stretch, it's a vertical compression of factor 1/2. For our summary, I would like you please to fill in our little square root of x chart. And then our steps to follow, I gave them to you. And then tell me a little bit, how do you figure out what the domain is and how do you figure out what the range is? The domain is always the same as your number to infinity. The range has two separate parts happening. It's like maybe you'll go from your number up to infinity, or maybe it's negative infinity up to our number. Domain is always whatever your x number is up to infinity. So maybe talk about why those two are different. Good luck on your homework assignment.